and just said, let's get together for dinner. And so we did it again and again and again, and finally I said to him, "You like to move in?" And he did. And that happened at 2014, 2019, in February, beginning of February. And my God, what he did to here, not only for me, he really took care of me, but look what he did for all of you. Just fantastic. And it was just very, very special. And what happened is that he had cancer. And I got him to the hospital 3 times. And ultimately, they were working on him trying to get better and better. But something was happening with his cancer that was affecting him to be able to think, to get stuff in his face. And he passed away a couple of weeks ago. And I just want to say, you guys just know that he was just so wonderful, wonderful, all of us. And I want to thank you for coming here, and because he was just so special. And if any of you would like to make a little talk, put your hand up, and I'll just say, go ahead.
I think most of you know that Virgil was our official, unofficial photographer here. I mean, he loved taking pictures, took pictures all the time. They posted them online, had them up there. But he'd also, if there was one he really liked, he would give it to the person. And if he thought it was a really good picture, he'd give it to you in a wooden frame.
Right.
Yeah, what would you like?
Well, he was a lovely, gracious, wonderful man, gone too soon from my life.
Yep.
And the little Dickens, no matter what kind of snack I made, for cocktail help. He beat me every time. You have sign.
Right.
Just going, no. So we have, bring him here, whatever. Yeah, just but he, I mean,
Actually, I knew Virgil for years before he ever moved to Delmation. I worked as a driver in Pebble Beach. Oh, and I had the pleasure of listening to Virtuoso of the microphone at the United desk. Oh my God. Everybody loved this guy. It's funny. I can't remember some of his lines, but if somebody would be late, he would get on them in the nicest way. And he just had a way about him. Just a crack up. So funny. It was just a pleasure to have Virgil for all these years.
Thank you.
Mr. Contrarian, if he didn't like the way Jeff was calling the bingo. He was great. Talk about speaking out. We've been here a year, so we didn't know him very well. What a wonderful guy. Yeah.
I had asked you this when I walked in, but was he always so happy? He's the happiest person I think I've ever been.
Yeah.
Always happy. What a gift.
Very special. Very special.
This one had to say, when he learned I was a big Warriors fan, I have been for years, he made me a Warriors match. So good.
Oh, you got Warriors.
Yeah.
I will always stand with his name in memory of Virgil. Such a special guy.
Go ahead.
Going out to dinner with Virgil and you, had to take the Giants. And sit there and look at the Giants games, like it or not.
Yeah.
I was surprised, though, I don't know much about the spirit. The Giants went on a 10-game winning streak, and I'll bet bet you somehow he.
Virgil was such a talented human being, and all of you know in different dimensions. We know him as a chef. We know him as a tailor. We know him, he was a fabulous gardener too, and what he took care of your home and your back porch was amazing.
That too.
But also, when I first knew him here and we went out for evening walks, he was a stargazer, and he used to love to look at the stars and the galaxies beyond the earth. Now he has moved beyond the earth to beyond. May that transition be a blessing, and let's bless him all right now.
Right, so one of the things I remember about Virgil is, he's always joking, you know, and I used to joke with him a lot. And so, one time at one of the Monday night, socials that we had here, you know, I was joking around too, you know, and I set my glass of wine down or something and I said, okay, who stole my glass of wine? I just happened to look in his direction. He said, that's right, Cecil, just blame the black guy. I just misplaced it. Thank you.
Always told me he never had friends. He told me he only had family. I'll look around. You'll see Virgil's family. Yeah, I think he'd be really, terrific. And one of his things at the airport was Brad Pitt, will you come to the United? And looked and said, now that I got your attention.
Somebody else?
Yeah,
Oh,
hi, my name's Eric. I'm Bucky's nephew. Oh, can't get emotional. Great. I want to thank you all for coming to support Bucky. We all love Virgil. It was just a few years ago when I first met Virgil. In the short time we knew him, he became literally a big presence for all of us. Larger than life, fun and happy. Did anyone ever see him when he wasn't in a good mood? Even when he told us about his cancer diagnosis, he was smiling and told us not to be sad. Bucky and Virgil, great pair, always fun to be with and good for each other. They supported each other and had fun together. Somebody stole my line, but here it is again. As you may know, Virgil was a big baseball fan and his team was the San Francisco Giants. They're certainly not the best team this year, but Virgil passed away and they won 10 games in a row. Who thinks that was a coincidence? I feel privileged to have known him and will miss him dearly.
well. There were a number of places that he did, but ultimately, he was working in Monterey at the airport. From probably around the beginning of 2000 or something like that. But he worked in other places before that and ended up there. Was just kind of like being wonderful there. And when I would fly out or fly in, he would say hi and just do that. And then what happened? No, what happened is that his mom and dad passed away when he was 10 years old. And he didn't have any other kids. He was only one. But something happened and he was able to finish high school. and then wanted to go to college, and for some reason, the lady had somehow taken charge of that, took his money away. And so that's when he entered the airport. I mean, not the airport, but the United.
He grew up in the South, right?
Yes.
He started in the South, but then moved to Oregon. And that's where where he grew up until, he finally couldn't go to college, so, he ended working for the, what's that?
Who's in the hospitality business?
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
So shall we do a toast?
Yes.
More toast?
You could have said, I love you more. There you go. Thank you, thank you.
We love you more. We love you more.
I'm